for launch.
The launch director has given us the final go to proceed for launch. Let's sit back and watch as Falcon 9 takes our 51 Starlink satellites into space.
And how we route propellant to the vehicle before liftoff. You can see those clamp arms are now fully open, and the which is how we break over the vehicle from horizontal to vertical, and how we route propellant to the vehicle before liftoff. You can see those clamp arms are now fully open, and the strong back. To back Starlink missions. After liftoff and stage separation, the booster is scheduled to land on our drone ship, a shortfall of Gravitas.
9. LD, go for launch.
As you just heard, the launch director has given the final go to proceed for launch. Let's sit back and watch as Falcon 9 takes our 56 Starlink satellites into space.
Pressure is nominal.
At T plus 30 seconds, Falcon 9 has successfully lifted off from Space Launch Complex 4 East at
4, 3, 2, 1. Ignition. Power and telemetry are nominal. Full power and liftoff of Starlink. Go Falcon, go Starlink. Falcon 9 is supersonic.
And as you just heard, Falcon 9 is now supersonic, meaning that it is traveling faster than the speed of sound.
Max Q.
And you just heard the call out for
Max Q.
And you just heard the call out for Max Q, and this means that the vehicle is currently experiencing the greatest amount of external stresses as it ascends through the Earth's atmosphere that we'll see during its flight today.
F9 has successfully lifted off from Space Launch Complex 40 from the Cape at 11:43 a.m. Eastern Time.
MOD tier pressures are nominal.
And we are about 1 minute away from a series of events being MECO, stage separation, SES-1.
MOD tier pressures are nominal.
And we are about 1 minute away from a series of events being MECO, stage separation, SES-1, and fairing separation. MECO stands for main engine cutoff, which is when all 9 Merlin engines will shut down in preparation for stage separation. And during that point, pneumatic pushers will separate the first and second stages, and the first stage will begin its journey back to Earth, while the second stage will light its Merlin vacuum engine, making second engine start 1 to propel our second stage will light its Merlin vacuum engine, making second engine start 1 to propel our Starlink satellites to their planned orbits. And shortly after, the fairing halves will separate and fall away from the vehicle to later be recovered. Let's keep an eye out for these events happening in pretty quick succession, about 15 seconds from now.
We're now about 1 minute away from a series of events, MECO, stage sep, SES-1, and fairing separation. MECO, or main engine cutoff, is when all 9 of the Merlin engines on the first stage shut down. Stage separation is when...
Currently, the first stage is on its way back to Earth towards our drone ship, Of Course I Still Love You. And if successful, this will mark our 190th overall landing of an orbital class rocket.
And there we just heard and saw those 2 fairing halves separating and falling away from the second stage. Both of the fairing halves that flew on today's mission are flight proven, with one half flying for the 6th time and the other its 7th. We'll be attempting to recover both fairing halves using our recovery vessel, Doug.
On the left side of your screen, we have views of our first stage as it's making its way back to our landing site. And the right side has our MVAC engine on the second stage, which is performing nominally.
You can see glowing bright orange as it's carrying our Starlink satellites to their desired orbit. We also just heard a call out that Stage 1 and Stage 2 are both following nominal trajectories. Currently, the first stage is on its way back to Earth towards our drone ship, A Shortfall of Gravitas. The MVAC engine attached to the second stage is continuing its burn, which will last for another 5 minutes or so.
As you can see, we have 2 out of Falcon's 4 grid fins in view on the left side of your screen, and they measure 4 feet by 5 feet and help guide our booster back to our landing site by actively changing the vehicle's center of pressure.
Acquisition of signal Bermuda.
For those of you who are just joining us, we had an on-time liftoff at 11:43 a.m. Eastern Time from Slick 40. Today's Starlink mission marks SpaceX's 219th mission overall and 20th mission just this year.
And as a reminder, Starlink is a satellite internet constellation designed and manufactured by SpaceX to provide high-speed, low-latency internet to people living in remote and rural locations all around the globe. The next major milestone we have coming up is the beginning of our entry burn on our first stage, which is scheduled to occur around T plus 6 minutes and 40 seconds.
And on the right-hand side, behind Stage 2. Stage 2. If you look on the bottom corners of your screen,
you also may be noticing white puffs of gas from the bottom of our first stage, which is nitrogen from our attitude control system, which also helps us control the vehicle's descent.
Both vehicles continue to follow nominal
As a reminder, Starlink is a satellite internet constellation designed and manufactured by SpaceX to provide high-speed, low-latency internet to people living in remote and rural locations around the globe. Today, we're sending another 56 satellites to space on today's mission.
Stage 1 entry burn startup.
And there's the call out for Stage 1 entry burn. And Stage 1, which we also call the booster, has ignited engines 1, 5, and 9 to slow it down for atmospheric re-entry. And this will be a short burn lasting another 10 seconds.
Stage 1 entry burn shut down.
Stage 1 entry burn shut down.
You just heard the call out.
Stage 2 FTS is saved.
That the entry burn on the first stage has completed. The first stage used to launch our 56 Starlink satellites into space today is flying for its 10th time.
Coming up next, we will have the start of our landing burn, second engine cutoff, and the landing of our first stage booster.
Eutelsat Hotbird 13G, mPOWER A, and 2 Starlink missions. We have one more burn coming up on the first stage, which is the landing burn, and should be coming up in about 1 minute. And we're now awaiting second engine cutoff coming up in a few seconds.
Expected loss of signal Bermuda. Expected loss of signal Vandenberg.
30 tons at 300 bar?
At 300 bar.
Wow. And you've been pushing these things to like over 3
We did build an early machine.
So
we call it Petman prototype.
Whereas Raptor 2, standard operating pressure is 300 bar, which is, this is crazy for a rocket
nice
engine. Where you have a main chamber this is by far a record.
Where, you would stick the leg out, you'd do heel strike first, and before it rolled onto the so you didn't land with a flat foot, you extended your leg a little bit.
Operational rocket
but
engine
even then, it was hard to get the robot to walk where
so the next best would be like a
fully extended its
180.
And Dean was developing a newer generation
a lot of
of
engines up.
some new techniques.
I've lost count of how many. I think we might have blown
for developing a walking
30
control
engines,
and they got that natural-looking motion. That's sort of a byproduct
high production rate cures many ills.
Just a different process
so
they were applying to developing the control.
Any given
so that probably took 15
technology
years,
development
10
is
to 15 years to
how
sort of
many
get
iterations
from
do you have, and what's